Oh, you can see me close in the corner. Oh my goodness.
So, tell the story while you wait.
Hello, stream. This is jay-notabird coming back at you. It's been a while since we've seen each other, huh?
You have to wait for the announcements to go out that we're live.
Oh look, I plugged the patriarchy's live. I just got your notification.
Who's first? Who's first?
Me, I'm first.
You're first. I'll be second.
Let me get in here. Hold on. I had my first choir concert this week on Thursday. And it was terrifying, let me tell you that. Because, like,
you should kind of
it was
introduce
my first time.
who you are first.
There are only 2 people in chat.
I know,
said
but
anything.
when they see it later.
I did. I said, this is jay-notabird.
Oh.
Coming back at you live. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
If I would pay attention, I would know these things.
Yeah. I had my first choir concert Thursday, and it was terrifying. It was my first time like doing choral things in front of an audience, and like the fear of being out of your comfort zone like that. Hi, James. Yes, this is me.
James Bradford.
Yes.
Bradshaw. Bradshaw. Hi, James.
He said, "Is that Jay-bird I hear?" It is.
It is Jay, not a bird.
But I had my first like choral thing with an audience.
Wait, is it called a choral thing?
No.
What's it? Is it a mock assessment competition?
No, it was a mock assessment.
For choral? Because for that's choir. Like a thing that grows in the ocean.
No, for choral is...
Choral is a real word.
CHORAL. Choral.
In regards to music.
Yes.
So it's like, what does it mean?
It's anything related to choir.
So, okay, so if it's a choral competition, you're in a choir.
Yes.
Okay.
But I wasn't in a competition.
But there's no solos.
No.
It was, okay, it's not a competition. It's a what?
It was a mock assessment. So we had 3 judges there. It was 2 students who were studying, like, music. And then it was 1, like, somebody who had a doctorate in music. Which was kind of crazy.
Try to remember people's names. It will do you well in the future.
I don't know anybody's
I'm no good at it either, but it helps.
There was Dr. Niguedes.
There you go.
Emma, I think her last name was Pine, and then I don't know the other one. But afterwards, we went to, or we didn't go to, but we went to the cafeteria and we had a potluck, and I made Greek salad and lemon bread, and that lemon bread was like the best I have ever made.
Was it lemon poppy seed or just lemon?
Lemon, like I used real lemons. I
but
lemons.
No poppy seeds in it. Just no. Okay. What else was in it?
So it was, the recipe was flour, sugar, sour cream, eggs, lemon juice, lemon extract, and real lemons.
Ooh, no, or what do you mean real lemons? Like sliced or zested or?
No, I juiced it.
No, that's where you got the juice from.
No, I had lemon juice and
You lemons. Had to do 2 juices?
Yes.
Different kinds of juice?
Yes. Salad and lemon bread sounds good. Thank you. Everybody loved it.
That sounds amazing.
It has to have been like my best bread I've ever made. It was so good. And then Greek salad, we still have leftovers, but almost everyone at the festival, at the potluck, was eating it. Pretty awesome. People really liked it.
I was so sad I couldn't go.
Yeah, it wasn't that cool. None of my family showed up. It
would have been cool to hang out with you, though.
Yeah. No,
I'm glad you invited me.
I was stressed by the end of it. I was just sitting alone
ready
at
to
a table.
Quit peopling.
Yeah. Miklos.
Why can't I get into this
You can see
stream?
the puppy. Oh, okay. So, Tutu got this new gimbal, right? And there's a button on it that allows you to move My cousin's wife made some zucchini bread and it was good.
Oh, yummy.
Hello, Photos Against Anxiety. Welcome to chat. Okay. But you can move this new gimbal with a button on it, and it turns the camera, which is really awesome. Hi, Seeker's mom. Seeker's mom says hello to Pluckin' Jay.
Hi, Seeger's mom. Why can't I get into this stream?
Cito 412B says sup.
We don't know that one.
I just had some amazing tacos. Ah, lucky.
Tacos. Love tacos.
One of my friends went home after the potluck so that they could have like a bunch of tacos and like Mexican food, right? Would have been so good. Jealous. But somebody brought deviled eggs. So, haha, you guys missed out on deviled eggs. Gosh. It's been a while since I've gotten to talk to Chad. I'm a little bit rusty. Just a little bit. It's nice seeing you guys again, though. Who's that in chat?
I see some new people in here.
Yeah?
Hey, James. Photos Against Anxiety. Are you a photographer?
Ooh.
Do you like our backdrop?
Tacos sound great. We had ribs today. Oh, you guys are making me hungry.
Tell them what you had today.
Today I had salmon and salad.
Kale salad.
Yeah, kale salad is really good. Nobody likes salad as much as I do. I would eat it for every meal.
Well,
probably.
no teenager.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say nobody.
I think I could eat.
Because you're not a vegetarian or a vegan, so.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I could slam down on some salad though.
So updates. I survived the drama of the scopes yesterday.
A photographer who suffers from anxiety.
I know, that's a cool name. Yes, a photographer. Hey, we both suffer from anxiety too. Depression and anxiety. So
I'm going out to eat
join
Chinese
the
food in just a
club.
few minutes.
You're eating Chinese food?
Oh my gosh.
Stay away from those buffets, James.
Lo mein sounds awesome, actually. I had lo mein yesterday.
I always love Chinese food.
Chinese food, you can never go wrong with some Chinese
No,
food.
you can always find something to eat at Chinese food. What's your favorite dish, James? Mine, I think, is it called Colonel Sal's chicken or something like that? That's one of my favorites. Is it Colonel?
Hey, Lori!
Hi, Lori. Depressed and anxiety suck. Yeah, of course it does. But here's the key. Trauma and
I believe in today's world we all have anxiety.
Trauma is a part of the human experience.
James likes orange chicken.
Orange chicken is your favorite? I also like sesame chicken. Those are two of my favorites.
Chinese food is delicious. Almond chicken and chicken fried rice.
And of course, some everything fried rice.
I like everything fried rice. I don't eat chicken. I'm finding it hard to.
You quit eating chickens since you are raising chickens? Is that when you quit eating chickens?
No, I think my taste buds changed because I can't eat chicken or like any bird without being really disgusted.
Your mom's went through a lot of changes too, like where she couldn't stand the taste of beef at all.
Hello, Master Troller. Wonton soup is always
Oh, we
good.
have a Master Troller?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, my favorite Chinese soup is the hot and sour soup.
I will not do sushi.
James! Boo!
James.
Boo! Boo! We love sushi, but it's best if you get it on either coast because sushi in the middle states is not fresh. Like Hawaii, sashimi, and sushi. Oh my God.
Every once in a while, I'll just get like a really bad craving for sushi. It went to the point where I just started buying sushi ingredients and making my own sushi.
Egg rolls. I
Hell
like egg
yeah.
rolls. I like spring rolls.
Photos Against Anxiety is just putting out their order right now.
Too bad we're not placing what you call it, DoorDash. Lori, I'm gonna put out a
Fried
DoorDash
fish.
order.
I don't
What do
like
you
fried
want?
stuff that much, honestly.
It will be fried. I love fried catfish.
Really?
If it doesn't taste muddy.
Mhm.
I hate muddy catfish.
99% of sushi in the US is supplied by the Unification Church, aka
Oh
the
my
Mormons.
God, Jim, can you show me the receipts, because now
Cite your
I really got a
sources.
problem. Cite your sources,
Yeah.
because I might have to quit eating sushi. No.
Yeah, never order seafood in a desert town like where I live. I miss
Exactly.
seafood. We still live in Seattle.
Seattle. Okay. Cold water seafood is the best. Cold water seafood is way
Szechuan
better to
chicken
me in my
with
preference than
peanuts.
warm water seafood. I don't like peanuts, Lori, so I don't like that one so much. Oh, you guys, I made some tiki masala bison with sweet potatoes. It was the bomb.
You keep doing like hand signs and they can't see you.
I'm doing it to you so you don't tell my secrets about the bomb tiki masala bison with sweet potatoes.
Drop the recipe.
Drop the recipe. That was a good one. Oh, goodness.
Google sushi and Unification Church. It's an interesting article in the New York Times.
Okay,
I don't
I
trust
got
the New York Times.
Why? What newspaper do you trust?
I don't trust any of the
Exactly.
newspapers.
I
Only if they
know.
come from a gov, a college, or a medical site. That's
The
it.
Gov? You can't trust the Gov.
Well, I trust them on like cases and stuff.
I can't touch bison. Seems too gamey. I don't know why, but this bison that I've been getting recently is not gamey at all.
Do you eat farm-raised fish? Have heard bad things about it. I eat whatever I can find at the store.
At the compound.
Right?
Whatever's in the fridge at the compound.
We do not have enough money to be worrying
Picky.
about farm-raised fish.
What? Tell me, Lori, because I prefer farm-raised catfish rather than swamp catfish. So tell me what's bad about the farm-raised fish.
Do you prefer pink or white fish?
I have no preference.
Really?
I prefer cold water fish
Mm.
to warm water fish.
Okay.
I don't know why. It seems firmer.
You have to put wild game on brine for a few days to get the gamey taste out.
Yeah.
Huh. My buddy raises salmon in ponds. They are red, so he has to add dye before he harvests them.
Oh, Jim, that's no good. No, I don't like dye. No dye. Thank you for that information.
We just had salmon today.
But it was, they are red, but it was pink. It was very light pink.
Yeah. You think he dyes them to be red?
The place I order the meat from is supposedly organic.
Crossing fish
stuff
off the list. Sorry if we're causing you more anxiety.
Fish is very healthy.
All of this talk about fish is making
Wild
me kind of
salmon are
queasy.
pink. Domestically raised are white. Oh, okay,
Oh.
Jim, I understand. So
So
they
why are
add
they
the dye to
red?
make it look pink.
What? Okay.
So here's a story.
Yeah.
One time
It was good while it
I went deep
lasted.
sea fishing in Washington, in Seattle,
Mhm.
and I won second place in the daily derby for the biggest fish.
Oh, cool.
So I caught the salmon that was the second biggest of the day.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I couldn't drive, so I was maybe
15?
14,
14? Wow.
13, 14
Wow.
probably.
Yeah, all of this talk about fish is making me queasy because I only eat fish, basically. It's like beef, it's beef and fish.
We try to eat a lot of fish. Fish is very healthy, and I like beef. And I do eat chicken, but I don't eat as much chicken. I don't know why. I think I get tired of it really fast.
Chicken is.
And plus, I want white chicken now instead of dark chicken, like
Yeah.
just a chicken breast.
Yeah. Huh. No, I can't eat chicken at all. It makes me want to throw up.
Because of your pets or what?
No,
What made it happen all of a sudden?
I don't know. It was like it was weird because I slowly started distancing myself from it. First it started like the smell would make me sick, but I could still eat it.
Steamed clams. Oh, yes. I can do some steamed clams and oysters all day long.
Seafood any day.
Steamed clams. Now, to do raw oysters picked fresh off the beach,
And
I have to
garlic
have
and wine
several beers
sauce.
to go with it.
Well, I'm gonna go eat. Just thought I would come in and say hello.
All
Bye,
right. Have a
James.
good dinner, James.
We have a bunch of steers raised for eating on the ranch. They live a good life here before coming burgers and steak.
That's the best kind. See, Lori, we used to have a friend in Wyoming when we lived there that used to provide us fresh beef and whole wheat. So we got fresh, no shots, no what you call it beef, and we got wheat. And my son, Babatu, would actually take the whole grain wheat and grind it and make bread. And he did it because he loved that bread. But he's like really ADHD. So he hated the amount of time. Look, I'm talking to my phone like that's where the speaker is. But he hated the amount of time it took to make that bread. But he loved the bread. So that's what I'm trying to explain to people is like there's a difference between good food and food. And it's hard because, like, when you're in Wyoming, beef and grain, it's fresh, but fish is not. And vegetables and fruit, they're hard to get fresh. But when you're in Wyoming and California, fruits and vegetables and fish. Or Hawaii, California, you know. Anyways, Janaea, back to you. I'm done.
I don't have nearly enough life experience. um,
Did I get you off track?
okay.
And plus the free range, I was going to do a series of photographs. Sorry, I interrupted you. I was going to do a series of photographs as I traveled back and forth across the United States of this is where you think your hamburgers come from with a nice Mennonite farm with the cows, and the green grass versus this is where your hamburgers actually come from, which is the stockyards in Kansas and where the cows are living on piles of shit and flies. So I don't know, you guys. Pay attention to where you buy your meat from and what it has in it and where it's raised.
We're grossing
Yeah,
out
it
photos
is.
against
It's
anxiety.
ew. Are we caught? Now you're not going to be able to eat fish or beef. Hi, Tanya. And Jay is here. Jay, not a bird. I've just been running my mouth.
Speaking of a series of photographs, I have recently started posting my pictures, like the photographs I take on our travels. And it's been really cool. I obviously
Where
don't
do
get a
you
lot of
post them?
Tumblr. But
What's your account on Tumblr?
Jay's Not Joyful?
Jay's Not Joyful.
2 Y's though. I can put it in chat.
Okay, put it in chat. Yes. Lori, actually, I'm making a spiral. This is my goal. I'm making a spiral garden bed out of tires. So yeah, the tires are going to be arranged in a spiral, and I've already transplanted the mint into one of them. And then I want to paint the tires in like blues and purples and witchy colors, you know.
Yeah.
But yes, I have gardening plans this summer, but I also have travel plans this summer. So it's got to be a balance. Like we got to start small. Why was your message retracted?
I spelled it wrong.
Oh, so put it in.
Ooh.
Spell it right.
I know some guys that raise. Oh, I can't say that.
They raise them in a pond and then relocate them to Chincoteague. How do we say that? Chincoteague Bay for a certain amount of time so that they. Oh my gosh, that's scam. See, and that's so frustrating about all the food in the United States, guys, is that to be called organic, it only requires a minimal of organicism. Is that a word, organicism?
No.
But you know what I'm saying? It's all fake. You guys, everything is fake.
When is a good time to bring up the book, do you think?
Do you want to read the book? Read the book.
Okay. Should I turn this around?
You should
Because it's a picture book.
Well, I mean, you can read and then show the picture. It don't matter. But if you read, they want you to put lipstick on.
They want what? What? Excuse me?
Just kidding. That's what somebody told me once. You should put some lipstick on those reading lips. So now, whenever I read, I try to put on lipstick.
What? I just found out that Subway sub rolls are made out of the same material that yoga mats.
Oh my God. Well, I haven't eaten at Subway in years, so thank goodness. And fast food, I'm getting out of fast food. Yeah, it's all fake. And that Dollar General shit that I was buying cheap because I didn't have any money, that's not real food either. I mean, if you're not growing it yourself, guys, it's not real. That's the bottom line. But the government makes it impossible for people to grow. Anyway, I don't want to get on that rant. Jay has something she wants to share with you. And the Subway guy's a pedophile, so whatever.
What?
You don't remember the Subway guy?
Taking a break.
A break from drama, guys. I'm not allowed to talk about those things.
Hey guys, it's jay-notabird here.
It's jay-notabird. What accent was that?
I have no clue. This is a book called Signs of the Resistance. I wish it wasn't.
Do you need the light?
backwards.
I can turn the light on.
I can do
Is
that.
it backwards? Ask him if it comes out backwards.
Yeah, it does. I can see it on my stream.
Then you turn the camera around.
This way? And then
turn
this?
that. Yeah, or turn that around.
Oh.
The arm will do it,
Hold on.
right?
one.
Hey, you guys, this is a game changer. Jay taught me how to use the gimbal
Is this?
that I have.
How does
There
that
you
look?
go. See, there I am. No, keep going. Keep
I
going.
am keeping going.
Look at that.
Does that look good?
Except now we have the light.
Yeah.
So let's turn that one off and turn this one on. How does that go? How's that? No, it's still too much light.
Well, my screen hasn't changed.
Oh.
I'm lagging
Why
a
are
couple
we
seconds.
still stuck? Be patient, y'all. We're learning how to use the
gimbal.
What do you call an overweight psychic? Fortune teller. There you go with the jokes, Jim. Thank you.
So this book by Bonnie Seigler
I can't see the picture.
is called
Oh, we
Signs of
haven't
Resistance.
caught up yet.
Yeah.
Look, you need to move you up, I think.
No.
Are you sure?
Yep. We're
There
just
you
lagging.
go.
A Visual History of Protests in America.
That was silly. Did you see my finger?
It starts off with a quote by Thomas Paine that says, "It is the responsibility of the patriot to protect his country from its government."
So what's the definition of a patriot? Should I get a dictionary?
I'm learning about that in... No, I learned about the definition of patriotism.
Tell me.
That... It was the show of great regard to one's country, and then it was something else, something like self-governing.
So what happens if one person calls themselves a patriot and another person calls themselves a patriot, but they clash on what they think is best for their country?
Well, I suppose they would both be patriots, just in different ways.
Okay.
You can be a patriot while also having different views and ideals.
Can you be a patriot and be in disagreement of the government that's in power at the moment?
You can love your country while still being against some of the ideas of the government.
Okay.
Because I feel many of us in America we tend to kind of self-destruct in a way when somebody is sworn in that we do not personally have a liking to, instead of doing something about it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you mean self-destruct?
We catastrophize. Is that how you say that word?
Catastrophize.
Yeah, for one thing. And we tend to go against each other instead of unifying. I look emo.
You guys, do you like that emo view? Is that okay? Or do we need it brighter over here?
You could also turn on the light on the gimbal.
Oh, but you can't read. Oh, yeah. Look. We're just learning. We're learning. Look. Let's
it's
try
on this
this.
side.
Okay, turn it on.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
bright.
Can you see the book now?
I can. How does the view on the stream look?
I mean, ooh!
Is it bad?
No. No, it's not.
Oh!
Except that all you can see is baby wipes.
Story time with Jay. Okay.
Okay.
6 months after Donald J. Trump was sworn in as 45th President of the United States, I got a call from a conference planner inviting me to speak at a big creativity conference in Las Vegas. She asked me to, but I had no idea what the future of design held. Thanks to the election of a president who seemed to be systematically dismantling American democracy as we knew it, I had no idea what the future of anything held. She asked me what I would like to talk about, and I immediately replied, all I can think about is the resistance. So, the already the author has brought up a great point. Um, when when Trump was elected, both times actually, um, a lot of us stopped thinking about the future and just started focusing on surviving. And when we get into those states where we're not thinking about what we can do or how we can solve things or what our future is going to look like, we end up fighting each other. We end up going against each other instead of going against the oppressive force, which is a problem because a proper resistance cannot be held if we are all against each other.
Good point.
In the months leading up to the 2016 election, I worked to spread the word about the dangers of a Trump presidency, fundraising and creating media for Hillary Clinton and other Democratic candidates. It didn't work, and along with a majority of Americans, I was angry. On the day after Trump's inauguration, I joined 400,000 protesters at the Women's March in Washington, D.C. It was inspiring
What
and
year was
empowering, but
this?
I was
What
still
year did she
angry.
write this?
Well, this takes place in 2016.
Yeah, because you know the Women's March just happened this past weekend. No, just that story. That's all I was looking at. Looking for
Well, no, this was
2016
the day after Trump's inauguration.
that she attended the Women's March.
That's what it says. On the
Yeah,
day
and we
after
just
Trump's
had one this
inauguration.
past weekend, right after Trump's new inauguration.
Goodness.
Inauguration.
I was also scared. For as long as I can remember, my grandfather told me about his escape from Nazi Germany, the day before Kristallnacht. With my
The day
grandmother,
before what? Where is it?
here,
Oh yeah, no, I can't say that.
it's a German word.
We can't say that.
With my grandmother and my mother, who was 2 years old, most of his family remained in Berlin, convinced that Hitler's hate speech was simply rhetoric. They perished in the Holocaust. Growing up under the weight of this history, it was impossible not to ask myself, what would I do in a similar circumstance? Would I have been able to see Hitler for who he really was? And more important, would I be able to act on my convictions, or would I stand by and watch as one group of people was isolated and identified as the root of all evil? It's hard not to draw parallels with Trump's America today, and I have a difficult time believing that his fear mongering and racist, inflammatory words are just rhetoric. When the conference planner called me, I had already been researching what Americans had done in the past when they were angry, and in the process uncovered protest art that was so compelling, so inspiring, it stirred something in me decades, even centuries later. So I proposed a presentation on the design of resistance in America.
Are there
Oh, shoot.
pictures?
Yes, but not yet.
Interesting ones? Not yet.
The resulting 140 image presentation led to impassioned debate in the audience, and when it was over, conference attendees kept approaching me, requesting copies. I have to show this to my husband, my kids, my colleagues, they told me, picking up on the urgency and passion of the protesters throughout history and no doubt inspired by our country's resilience when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges. I was inspired, too, and decided to turn my presentation into what you're holding now. This book is a collection of visual expressions of resistance throughout American history. They include broadsides, postcards, posters, greeting cards, sculptures, paintings, ads, book covers, magazine covers, handmade signs, projections, and the back sides of scrap paper. They were created by artists, designers, and everyday men, women, and children who might not have had a lot of creative background but certainly had a lot to say. In fact, as you'll see often in these pages, sometimes the cruder the art, the more powerful the response. People used the weapons they had at their disposal, paper and pen. Their only client was their conscience. Every protest image was made because someone felt compelled to act out of a belief in what they felt was right. Hopefully, we can learn from these past movements and apply those lessons to our resistance today. While I was compiling this book, I went back and forth between rage and hope. Rage because, to quote a favorite sign at the Women's March, I can't believe we are still protesting this shit.
I know, that's what I keep saying. Like, we're protesting the same stuff we were protesting in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. Anyway, sorry.
And hope because looking at these images reminded me that there have been other dark, shameful chapters in American history, and yet somehow democracy survived. Because we did what we do best. We kept fighting. Chapter 1. The Early Years. America First. This the spirit of resistance to government is so valuable that on certain occasions that I wish it to be always kept alive. A quote by Thomas Jefferson. For Americans in the Revolutionary era, the art of dissent was dictated by the technology available. With limited development of design tools, it was all about the words themselves rather than persuasion through style.
So it was more about words than art.
Is this going to glare too badly on the pages?
I don't know. I'm not caught up with you yet.
Me neither.
Okay.
No, I am.
Can't really see the pictures, huh?
See, but I'm afraid if I move it in, it's going to glare real bad.
Okay, move it to the other page. You're on page. Yeah.
Is yours faster than mine?
It's so slow. This gimbal is so slow focusing. What is that? Is it women? What are the...
No, I'm going to describe them to you.
Is it my internet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to describe them to you.
I got new internet, guys. It should be better than this.
The top page on the left page, the top picture on the left page was made in 1765. The Sons of Liberty... So
that was the one with just words, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Sons of Liberty was a group formed in response to the Stamp Act, a law of Parliament that taxed all official documents and marked the beginning of the end of America's relationship with England. The Sons placed these small, approximately 5 by 7 1/4 inch, notices all over Boston to announce their first act of protest, a meeting to call for the public resignation of Andrew Oliver, the American official in charge of enforcing the Stamp Act. It worked. Oliver watched as colonists hoisted his effigy, then resigned in front of all assembled. So the page says, Tuesday morning. Flyer. Yeah. Tuesday morning, December 17th, 1765. The true-born sons of liberty are have defied to meet under liberty. Liberty Tree at 17 o'clock this day.
Yeah, 1700.
Well, you turned on the light. Now the lighting's fucked up. Let me just turn this off.
It's too bright now.
Just let me turn off the thimble. There we go.
Still kind of bright. It's still too bright.
To hear the public resignation under oath of Andrew Oliver, distributor of stamps for the province of the Massachusetts Bay. A resignation? Yes. Okay.
So they're calling for resignation of Andrew Oliver?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
On the bottom left of the left page, we have a piece of artwork made in 1829. An engraving memorializing this history-altering act of resistance. So...
History-altering act of resistance.
The picture on this page
what is it?
Symbolizing the resistance.
Describe it.
That happened in 1829.
So what's it have on it?
There is what looks like a man on a pole, and there are a bunch of other men surrounding him at the bottom, throwing rocks at him, throwing stones.
He's getting stoned.
Yes, he's getting stoned, but he's like really high up in the air, so the stones are just gonna bounce back at them and hit them. Bottom right, 1765. Protests come in all sizes. This parody stamp was created to mock the Stamp Act. The skull and bones symbolize the death of the free press. The stamp is a skull with two crossbones at the bottom, and it says, "All emblem of the effects of the stamp. Oi, the fatal stamp." The text is very faded out on these images, so excuse me. 1766. Paul Revere. Revere, a silversmith by trade, was so thrilled by the success of the Stamp Act resistance, he celebrated by designing an obelisk to honor all the players involved. Now they have a bunch of swirly text in the middle of 4 obelisks. On the first one, there are 4 men. A bunch of text that is too small for me to read. And at the bottom of the obelisk, there is these 4 men pointing at what looks like a probably what they would consider a tribal Indian. And then
really?
yeah, and then like some kind of demon flying down and an angel like standing there with, I think that is meant to represent blood on her dress. From what I can see, obviously. Then there are 4 others in the second obelisk, and it looks like it's telling a story. These 4 men are on the other side, and the Indian is now on his knee in between these men, pointing at his tribe. What does this have to do with the Free Stamp Act?
I don't know. You can move on if you want.
No. So there are for the third one, there are more 4 men, and the island is now empty, with what looks like a demon and an angel flying above it. And on the fourth one, there are 4 more men. We haven't Chad's not talking.
No.
And what appears to be Roman. Yeah, that's a Roman. I can't tell which that one is. And then another Indian.
Hold it still a minute so it can focus. Yeah, we got. Sorry about the blurry picture, you guys. We're trying.
2 approaches. Same basic message. Behave.
Behave.
17,
That's the message.
1775. King George III. The king issued this proclamation telling the colonists they were subject to severe penalties should they protest, forgetting the allegiance for which they owe to the power that has protected and sustained them. Naturally, the document achieved the exact opposite of its desired effect, transforming otherwise loyal subjects into angry, traitorous rebels.
So do you think that's happened today with people that are speaking out about the existing cabinet? No.
I don't. It's very hard for me to keep up with everything. By the king, a proclamation for I hate this old text. For suppressing. Why do their S's look like F's? For suppressing rebellion and sedition. George R. Hereas many of our subjects in divers parts of our colonies and plantations in North America, miffled by dangerous and ill-defining men, and forgetting the allegiance which they owe to the power that has protected and sustained them.
So this is a proclamation against the Americans that are fighting for freedom from England?
Yes. After various disorderly acts committed in disturbance of the public peace, to the obstruction of lawful commerce eh, and the oppression of our loyal subjects, carrying on the fame, have at carrying on the same. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
S's look like F's. Have at length proceeded to an open and avowed rebellion by. I feel sorry for these poor people that got hit by the storm. Trump laid off hundreds of FEMA employees and defunded a lot of emergency programs. People are already protesting for others to get their jobs back. Like it's getting wild out
Yeah,
there.
a lot of people get fired, laid off, getting back. There was a protest actually when I was leaving the VA yesterday. There was a protest at the gate, protesting the Doge cuts for veteran employees. I was
It's so
happy to
dumb
see
that they
it.
named it Doge. What a shitty
And
thing to do.
cutting veterans employees when the VA hospitals and medical care has just started to get better. I mean, it's so much better than it was 20 years ago. And now they're going to cut employees? Doesn't make sense.
Jay-notabird, have you ever protested? Um, I was at like near the beginning. I was at the what was it called again? Truckers for
You
America
went
or
to the
something.
convoy, but you
Yeah.
didn't protest.
I didn't
I don't
protest.
think you've ever protested.
Um no. I'm a very spoken individual, but I don't have the resources or the time, really. I'm still in school. I've got stuff going on.
She's a busy girl.
I'm a busy girl. Okay. Carrying on the same, have at length proceeded to an open and avowed rebellion, by arraying themselves in a hostile manner to withstand the execution of the law, and traitorously preparing, ordering, and levying the war against us. And whereas there is a reason to apprehend that such rebellion hath been much promoted and encouraged by the traitorous correspondence, counsels, and comfort of divers wicked.
Of divers?
Yes, thank you very much. It is divers. It's not divers.
What's a diver?
I don't know. What is a diver?
I don't know.
um,
It's probably supposed to mean diverse, don't you think?
there's no E.
I know, but does that fit in the sentence?
No. And comfort of diverse, wicked, and oh wait, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, of diverse, wicked, and desperate persons within this realm, to the end, therefore, that none of our subjects may neglect or violate their duty through ignorance thereof, or through any doubt of the protection which the law will afford to their loyalty and seal. We have thought fit, by and with the advice of our Privy Council, to issue this our loyal proclamation, thereby declaring that not only all our officers, civil and military, are obliged to exert their utmost endeavors. Okay,
Okay,
so
so what is it saying?
it's
That there's people that are disloyal to the king?
yeah, and they're basically telling the rebellion that they better back down,
And
or
that
there
they're
will be
giving
consequences.
the military authority to use whatever means
Mm-hmm.
necessary.
Yeah.
So I hear that kind of happening in America, it feels like to me right now.
Aren't they trying to get our military like on the American streets, like in Texas and stuff?
Yeah, well, the National Guard and,
Yeah.
yeah, against the people. And that's scary to me. Anyway.
1778. Mary Darley. If the king's proclamation was the official corporate position, this was the human version, written in rebus form from a mother to a daughter.
Britain, what? What'd you just say?
If the king's proclamation was the official corporate position, this was the human version, written in reddest form from a mother to a daughter. The mother was in England, the daughter was in the colonies, so she had to use a coded message.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Pleading with her to break up with the French and stop rebelling. It was essentially England's last-ditch attempt to end the war and beg her child to come home again. To get you started, Toe America. Wait. Toe America. Oh, Toe I is to America. Okay. To America.
Mm-hmm.
My dearest daughter, I.
Okay, so this is England writing to America.
Yes, and it's a bunch of pictures, so it's pretty hard to decode.
Oh.
My dearest daughter, I. Beer? Is that beer?
Let me see if I can decode it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Oh, I can't even see it.
Yeah, right?
My dearest daughter, I. Wait, what's next?
Right?
I mug, I beer. Oh, yeah. You guys, I can't read this.
Can you see?
The little pictures that I'm too New English.
Without. Oh, and it's faded too.
Yeah,
no,
it's
I
faded
can't do that.
too.
I can't do that. But here's the picture.
It's cute. It's a nice coded message.
Okay. If you guys want to find it, search up 1778 Mary Darley. Using as few words as possible, paired with a graphic representation, made the point emotionally resonant. 1754. Benjamin
So
Franklin.
they're trying to appeal to people's emotions.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the earliest known American political cartoons, here shown in this Pennsylvania Gazette. This was designed to encourage the disparate colonies to unite during the French and Indian War, before being recycled for use during the Revolution. Franklin intuitively understood the principle of designing for impact and persuasion. Use as few words as possible and pair them with a graphic image. And that comma, it makes the tone of his command almost conversational. Note, NE represents the 4 colonies of New England. Delaware was likely omitted because it shared a governor with Pennsylvania, and Georgia was not included because the young colony could not contribute anything to common security. Join, comma, or die. And there is a snake with all of the different letters representing the colonies.
The English colonies?
No, join the French and Indian War, so like their militia.
Oh, whose militia?
The American militia.
Okay.
So that they could help the Indian and French. So, you can see like the snake is all twirled up, but then it's cut into different pieces. And you've got, I actually don't know most of these. I don't know all of my colonies. Virginia, boom.
The Virginia colonies.
Yep. I can point out that the V stands for Virginia. And that's it. Okay. 1775. This Continental Army recruiting broadside appeared shortly after King George's proclamation and encouraged all able-bodied colonists to join General George Washington in the fight for independence. Here, the images are important as the words. The appeal was all about wearing that uniform, that American uniform. So this is a note.
Join the American Club.
It says, to all brave, healthy, able-bodied, and well-disposed young men, In this neighborhood, who have any inclination to join the troops now raising under General Washington for the defense of the liberties and independence of the United States against the hostile forces of foreign enemies, take notice. These are the photos.
Wait, hold it for a minute.
I am holding it.
It takes a minute to focus.
Seems to focus better when I'm further away.
Oh.
Yeah. 1776.
Here we go, guys. 1776.
Thomas Paine. Common Sense was the first bestseller in American history. The pamphlet was published a few months after the King's proclamation, and its impassioned intellectual argument for independence pushed the formerly loyal subjects even further towards the rebellion. Paine worked with what was available, typography. By changing letter spacing and type size, he transformed the text into an illustration unto itself. Common Sense, addressed to the inhabitants of America. On the following interesting subjects. Again, S's that look like F's. Number 1. Of the origin and design of government in general, with concise remarks on the English Constitution. 2. Of monarchy and hereditary succession. 3. Thoughts on the present state of American affairs. 4. Of the presentability of America, with some miscellaneous reflections, written by an Englishman. Man knows no master half created heaven, or those whom choose the common good ordain. Thomson. Philadelphia, printed and sold by R. Bell in the 3rd Street, 1776.
That's what, a flyer?
Yes. No, it's a book. It's like
booklet?
a pamphlet. Yeah.
Like a pamphlet?
Yeah.
17... So, people got arrested and print shops got burnt down for printing against the governing elite at the time.
Interesting. 1776. Thomas Jefferson, the first and most rebellious document of our country, the Declaration of Independence, includes the 5 most important words in the history of dissent. All men are created equal. What's amazing here is how the country's most defining sentiment...
Hold on. When they said that, all men created equal, did they really mean all men? Did they mean all humans? Did they mean all people?
Oh.
Or did they mean all white men?
English has changed, so I'm not sure. I'm not a 1770s Englishman, okay? What's amazing here is how the country's most defining sentiment, one that would inspire and inform all the campaigns for equality in history, and certainly those included in this book, is seemingly buried in the middle of the 3rd line, not called out in any way. So,
what's the 3rd line?
The 3rd line says, these truths, I can't tell what that word is. These truths are self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are, and then it gets cut off.
Okay.
That's the 3rd line, though. Chapter 2. Immigrants, we get the job done.
Uh-oh, immigrants. Touchy subject.
Quote from Franklin D. Roosevelt. Remember always, that all of us, and you and I especially, are descended from immigrants and revolutionists. All of us, guys.
All of us.
All of us.
Immigrants and revolutionists.
1852. An advertisement promoting a nativist newspaper shows a drawing that depicts foreigners as drunk and unkempt. In the illustration, Americans hold signs that say, "Beware of foreign influence," and "None but Americans shall rule America." 1852.
So we're doing the same thing now.
that we did
in 1852.
200 years ago. That is 200, right? Yeah, that's
Even
200.
though this whole nation was built on immigrants.
American citizens, we appeal to you in all calmness. It is not time to pause. Already the enemies of our dearest institutions, like the foreign spies of the Trojan horse of old, are within our gates.
Fear mongering.
They are disgorging themselves upon us at the rate of hundreds of thousands every year. They aim at nothing short of conquest and supremacy over us. A paper entitled The American Patriot, in favor of the protection of American mechanics against foreign pauper labor. Foreigners have a residence in the country of 21 years before voting. Our present free school system, carrying out the laws of the state as regards sending back foreign paupers and criminals. Opposed to papal aggression and Roman Catholicism.
That's the Pope.
Foreigners holding office. Raising foreign military companies in the United States. Which is funny because you know what we're doing here?
Yeah.
We're sending all of our businesses to other countries.
Yep.
Nunneries and the Jesuits?
Jesuits.
What does that mean?
Like priests.
Ah, okay. To being taxed for the support of foreign paupers millions of dollars yearly. To secret foreign orders in the U.S. We are burdened with enormous tax by foreigners. We are corrupted in the morals of our youth. We are interfered with within our government. We are forced into collision with other nations. We are tampered with in our religion. We are injured in our labor. We are assailed in our freedom of speech. We are tampered with in our religion?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, guys. Freedom of religion? Does that mean anything to you?
They're always tampering with religion, though, and freedom of speech. How many people are in jail right now for freedom of speech? I'd like to know.
We don't have a statistic for that.
I'm just talking.
Okay. There's nothing new about anti-immigrant sentiment. Just decades after our country was born, offensive caricatures and stereotypes began appearing in national newspapers and political cartoons. Hardly any ethnic group was spared. 1853. In response to an influx of 3 million, mostly Catholic, immigrants, the Know Nothing Party became a force in politics. The party was named Know Nothing because if anyone asked about their activities, their response was supposed to be,
they didn't know anything.
Know nothing.
That Know Nothing Party.
Similar to the Trump administration, they believed only those with proper qualifications were entitled to the full rights of Americans. Here, the group boldly emblazoned their fear-mongering on a new version of the American flag, where, ironically, they referred to themselves as Native Americans.
Oh, jeez.
Native Americans, beware of foreign influence. But all their letters are, like, backwards and stuff. Much good that free school system was doing for you.
No, just because they talked different back then and wrote different.
No, look at the letters. They did that on purpose. Their ends were backwards.
Let me see. Native American. Yeah, they did it on purpose.
Exactly.
Beware of foreign influence. Exactly. Huh. Interesting. You guys feel free to jump in anytime. Conversation is welcome.
Nobody wants to talk to us. A dark, frightening image of America. Move my camera.
Oh, sorry.
Uncle Sam is confused and Lady Liberty is scared.
It's moving for you.
Stop. No! My camera! A dark, frightening image of America. Uncle Sam is confused and Lady Liberty is scared. 1882. Joseph Ferdinand Kepler. Cartoons were a staple of political discourse during this period and often helped reinforce racial stereotypes and prejudice. The Irish, many of whom came to America during the Great Famine, were treated in an especially harsh manner. In this cartoon, Uncle Sam and Lady Liberty preside over a lodging house, and though most of the boarders seem to be behaving, the whiskey-toting Irishman is throwing bricks and getting rowdy. Uncle Sam is clearly exasperated, and Lady Liberty looks on in horror. So let me see. I want to look at this for a second. Is that horror or just anger?
Hey, it's General Tso's chicken, not Colonel Tso's chicken.
There you go. Okay. So, I will explain this to you. We have like the German border, what there's a guy representing each border, but we have the German border laying in bed sleeping. We have the Englishman looking up at the Irishman and probably anger is how I would describe it. The Irishman is got a bottle of liquor in his bed and he's kind of getting out of bed, flipping off Uncle Sam, right? And then
So even
bricks.
the Anglos are fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Germans against Italians, against Polish, against... Oh.
Hold on.
Sorry.
I was saying they're in bed.
They're in bed?
They're in bed.
Wait, is it an orgy?
No.
Oh, wait.
So
Did
there
you
are
announce that this is PG-14?
There are different like bunk beds, and we've got the German in one bed, he's sleeping. The Englishman in one bed, and he's looking at the Irishman in anger. The Irishman is kind of like getting out of bed. He's got a bottle of rye. He's flipping off freaking Uncle Sam, and there are bricks on the floor, and the floor is cracking, and it says Chinese must go, recall Lowell, agitation, an Irish minister to England, and Irish independence. That's what the bricks say. And then we've got China sleeping. These are all very like, what's it called when you put like an expectation on a group of diverse people? Like a generalization.
Stereotypical.
Yeah, they're very stereotypical. And then you got like the Italian glaring at the Irishman. The Russian is up on his bunk bed.
See?
It says
Europeans.
It says Negro on a bunk bed.
Irishman?
Above on one of the bunk beds, and it's like a guy with his legs hanging out. And then Spaniard, Japanese,
they used to call
and
the Irishman white and hard R words.
Huh.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam's lodging home. Uncle Sam, look here, you. Everybody else is quiet and peaceable, and you're the one, and you're all time a kicking up a row. That's what Uncle Sam is saying, and I think the person who's supposed to represent Lady Liberty is kind of covering her ears, looking pissed. Oh, here's Lady Liberty again. 1889. C.J. Taylor. Again, the Irish are targeted unfairly. In this melting pot, here, more of a soup bowl, the different ethnicities are mixing well together, all except the Irish.
Oh, yeah, right.
1919. Billy Ireland. Following World War I and the Russian Revolution, fear of communists ran rampant. Americans began worrying about homegrown revolutionaries. Here, Uncle Sam is worried about these influences causing the melting pot to froth and boil over.
What, communist influences?
Yeah. So, in our first photo, you have Lady Liberty again. It says Puck at the top, actually.
Puck?
Yeah, it says Puck. And she's got a spoon that says equal rights, and you can see all these what was that word again? Um what is the word you just told me? Generalization of a group of people.
Stereotypes?
Yes, you have all these like stereotypes of different backgrounds and countries, and then you have the Irishman, and he's jumping out of the bowl and he's got a knife, and then it says citizenship on the bowl.
So what? He's violent or what?
Yeah, I guess he's causing a ruckus. What
Causing a ruckus.
What did Uncle Sam say?
A
He said,
kerfuffle.
"Everybody else is quiet and peaceable, and you're
But the Irish
and you're
are
all time
causing a
kicking
ruckus.
up a row."
I see. I see.
And then,
so our family is a lot of Irish.
yes,
We're
this is
always
true.
kicking up a row, guys.
Uh-oh. So then in the other one you've got Uncle Sam, and he's leaning over the melting pot, and he's got a big ladle, and it says the world's melting pot. And in the like food in the melting pot it says red flag, IWW, Bolshevism,
Shelvism?
Bolshevism,
Bolshevism.
the mad notions of Europe, anarchy, and un-American ideals. Wow, we're quite a few seconds behind.
I know, I see that.
Also,
we're lagging, guys.
Our stream has gone down. People don't want to watch us no more.
No, because we're educating. We're not talking drama.
Limiting immigration began with the Chinese Exclusion Act 136 years ago. 1882. The Chinese Exclusion Act was passed in 1882 and was the first law restricting immigration in our country. Even Chinese immigrants who were already in America were required to get certifications to re-enter if they left the country.
And do you know why the Chinese were in America? To build the railroads.
So were the Irish.
And then we turn around and we want to ship them back.
This poster, which celebrated the passing of the act, is noticeable as much for its many different styles of wood type, 9 by my count, as it is for its sad and shocking sentiment. Hip hurrah, Chinese excluded. The Democrat Chinese Exclusion Bill has been signed by our Democratic president.
The Democrats signed a Chinese exclusion bill. Hit that?
Hip hurrah, the white man is on top. Let every Democrat and all other good citizens turn out and ratify this democratic measure at the Horton House Plaza this Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock tonight. Speeches will be made by leading Democratic orators. Come out and ratify. Come everybody. No more Chinese, by order of Democratic County Central Committee.
Oh my God. And what year was this?
This was 1882.
Still 1800s. Okay.
1882. The act was passed because the government believed Chinese laborers were taking jobs away from the Americans.
Although we brought them over here.
Yeah, jobs that we brought them over to do, and also gave them we gave them the jobs, brought them over for the jobs, and also none of our Americans wanted to do it.
Risk their lives.
Right? The whole reason we had to bring them over was because nobody else wanted to do it.
Right. And now we're just going to send them back.
This cartoon points out how arbitrary and extreme it was, as communists, nihilists, and even hoodlums were deemed acceptable for entry, but the Chinese worker was not.
Oh, man. Just because they're Chinese.
Golden Gate of Liberty. And you got a Chinese man with a long braid sitting on a box that says order. You got industry next to them. You've got peace and sobriety behind them. And then it says, notice, communist, nihilist, socialist, Fenian, and hoodlum welcome, but no admittance to Chinamen. The only one barred out. Enlightened American statesman. We must draw the line somewhere, you know.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. 1916. Raymond O. Evans.
Okay, now we're in the 1900s.
Even back then, people understood the absurdity and unjustness of issuing illiteracy tests for immigrants.
Oh
This
goodness.
cartoon appeared in Puck, the first successful humor magazine of its day, and was drawn to protest the Immigration Act, which passed in 1917 anyway. The act required all immigrants to be able to read 30 to 40 words.
Even though most U.S. citizens couldn't.
You know what would have been cool?
What?
If you would have been Puck the Patriarchy.
Puck the Patriarchy?
Yeah, because Puck was a magazine that had a lot of like radical ideas. I was thinking about that. That would have been cool, I think. 1921, Hullham. The Immigration Act restricted immigration as opposed to regulating it, and it essentially remained the law of the land until 1952.
Wow.
This cartoon shows a funnel bridging the Atlantic Ocean with European immigrants crowded into the top, as Uncle Sam selects just a few to trickle through. Trickle through.
The trickle through.
So you've got a big spiky wall, and you've got Uncle Sam looking over the top of it with a flag in the background that says the land of the free. And on the opposite side of the wall, you've got a family of immigrants, and the wall says literacy test.
Jeez.
Even the kids had to pass a literacy test?
I don't know.
Damn. Europe, and then you've got a bunch of people in a funnel, and then we've got Uncle Sam standing at the like smaller side of the funnel, and he's got a card that says gate 3%, and he's like taking the card and he's like putting it in there, and he's holding papers in the other hand, and then people are like going down the funnel, just a few of them though, as opposed to the
many that are trying to get in.
Yeah. And it says the only way to handle it at the bottom
is by filtering,
I guess.
Funneling. Is that what it's called? Is that like an official term, funneling?
Yeah, funneling is a real word.
Funneling immigrants?
I don't know about funneling immigrants, but hell, I don't know. Maybe it is. People don't like it when I don't talk drama. Sigh.
No, they don't. They want the drama.
Chapter 3, Suffrage. And yet she persisted. A quote by Susan B. Anthony. It is downright mockery to talk to women off their enjoyment of the blessings of liberty while they are denied the use of the only means of securing them provided by this democratic Republican government, the ballot.
Susan B. Anthony.
The suffrages liked to spell out absolutely every detail of their argument in beautifully lettered designs to ensure that they made their case. And then there is a...
So the suffragists wanted their stuff to be pretty?
No, they just used more words than
Oh.
everybody else.
They had to make sure their point was got across?
Yeah. They've got a big paper and it says... Oh, and then they have an even longer paper in hand. And it says, Revolution, addressed to Senator Edward J. Gay. Whereas President Wilson was urged the passage of the federal suffrage amendment before the Senate of the United States and against recently before the whole Congress of the United States as a necessary war and reconstruction measure, and as a measure of justice to the women who suffered equally with the men in the Great World War.
Hmm.
And whereas the Democratic leaders, including Secretary of War Baker, Secretary of the Navy Daniel, Secretary of Faber Wilson, Mr. William Gibbs, Mr. Adu, and Colonel House, and also the Democratic National Committee, are also supporting the federal suffrage amendment. Okay, I can't read the rest of this because it starts to get really, really like
Tiny or just
not only
hard to
tiny but
read?
also faded.
Oh.
And this font was not a good choice, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Opposite. 1919. Harrison Ewing. Suffragists tried to convince the senator from Louisiana that it was time for him to support a woman's right to vote. Here they outlined in full
Wait,
detail.
this was Louisiana?
Yes.
Okay.
Here they outlined in full detail how the president and many other legislators already did. The very long roll of paper appears to be a petition. So that is what I was just reading out to you guys.
Oh, okay.
The resolution thing. And then we've got 1916, Burke and Atwell. Women march in Chicago to protest the re-election of President Wilson and his opposition to suffrage. Wilson eventually changed his stance and endorsed the movement.
Huh?
Suffragists are always identifiable thanks to their signature sashes.
Their sashes? They did. They used to put on these sashes to go out and do their parades or their protests. Or yeah, remember Mary Poppins?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she puts on her sash to go out. The mom.
Oh.
She was going out to for a suffragist movement.
Huh. Their presentation was part of their protest. It was important for them to look unified if they were to be taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So on these protest signs, we have a bunch of
So
women.
wait, I have a question.
Okay.
So, do you think a protest is more powerful if there's many people that appear to be unified, or if there's many people that are not together but they're saying the same thing?
So when you ask me that question, the first thing that comes to mind is the BLM protests.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always found it more powerful when it is a multiple of ethnicities saying the same thing, that they like if
in
it's
a group though, like with matching colors, matching messages,
no,
same chant, or
I just mean I find protests more like powerful when you have people who aren't necessarily going to be affected by the movement.
So the most diverse.
Yeah.
And like when Lori and I were protesting, or not protesting, but advocating for Sonia Massey, who was a black lady that got shot by the cops
Mm-hmm.
in her house, in her kitchen.
Sounds like a story I heard.
And so we were, advocating for her, and a lot of black women stopped and said, "Thank you.
Oh, okay.
We need more people who don't us."
Yeah.
Advocating for us.
Yeah, because if you're not going to be necessarily affected by what the protest is trying to do, then it feels a lot stronger when you still protest anyways.
Because you believe in it.
Right.
Makes sense.
Okay. So on their signs it says, President Wilson, how long do you advise us to wait? And it says, vote against Wilson. He opposes national women's suffrage. Wilson is against women. And then that's all the signs say. So then bottom, 1920, International Film Service Co. Inc. Party members came from around the country to picket the Republican convention in Chicago and share their beautiful Oh, and share their anger through beautiful calligraphic signs. So this was in.
So they're using calligraphy to make their signs,
Mhm.
to make them fancy.
We protest against the continued disfranchisement of women, for which the Republican Party is now responsible. The Republican Party defeated ratification in Delaware. The Republican Party is blocking ratification in Vermont. The
Okay, so hold
Republican
on.
Party is blocking ratification in Connecticut. When will the Republican Party stop blocking suffrage?
Okay, so the chapter before, we have the Democratic Party fighting against immigration. Is
Mm-hmm.
that right?
Mm-hmm.
And now this chapter, we have the Republican Party fighting against women's rights.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both fighting against equality.
Yeah.
Here.
It.
You guys, we welcome civil discourse anytime you want to jump in.
It Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to identify with either party because they both kind of suck just a little bit or just a lot.
That's kind of how I'm feeling right now too. All right.
I think we should all be on one team.
But
And
how?
that team
because
should be fuck Trump.
because what? Because wait a minute. Because if we're all on one team,
Mm-hmm.
that means we're all alike. We all believe alike.
No, I think to be on a team, all you gotta do is have one thing you're all against. Or one goal that you're all trying to achieve.
So, yeah. So, when even disagreeing people can rally against one issue,
Mm-hmm.
but that only survives that one issue.
You can have multiple. I mean,
it doesn't survive the next issue.
Yeah, that's why you start a new group with different people.
But you're always going to have somebody who disagrees, whose opinion is just as valuable.
Yeah, to their group, not to yours necessarily.
Okay, so how do we balance that and come to harmony?
I feel like you just need something that's just oppressive enough that you can't, that there's no.
There's no choice but to band together.
Yeah, you have to have something that will end in nothing but bad. And so there is no conversation for why it should be kept.
World War II banded all of America together.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good example of what you're saying?
Yeah, because there was no argument as to why we should keep letting the Nazis do what they were doing,
or why we should sacrifice for the benefit of the war.
Mm-hmm.
There was no argument.
Yeah.
At that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. I think you're getting more comments than I am.
Oh.
Are you?
Both parties suck. We are fighting an oligarchy. We have to be willing to agree to disagree on some things. Doesn't mean we can't work together on issues we do agree on.
Right.
Oh, my bones.
Yeah. It's hard though. Like, do you think it's hard when there's something that you're really passionate about and somebody else is passionate in their opposing view to you, and then you try to come together on something that you agree on, because will those things you disagree on all be in the back of your mind? Or can you let those things go?
For the sake of defending
the mission.
For the sake of the mission, I feel like people should be able to put their differences aside just for a fucking second. Stop being
Right.
so egotistical and go against the problem. But sadly we're always going to have people who just aren't able to do that.
Okay. Good point. Why am I not getting the chat you're getting? Maybe I should go out and come back in. I'll go out and come back in.
Okay. Suffragists also use straightforward headlines, bold type, and minimal graphics to make their points as clear as possible. Top, 1910. Published as a supplement to Votes for Women magazine. This quote came from a letter
So
Abraham
that was a
Lincoln.
whole magazine called Votes for Women?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, I got better picture now.
Huh.
Ooh, nice.
This quote came from a letter Abraham Lincoln wrote to the Illinois General Assembly while running for re-election in 1836. Lincoln said, 75 years ago, Abraham Lincoln said, "I go for all sharing the privileges of government who assist in bearing its burdens, by no means excluding women." Lincoln said women should vote. Bottom, 1917. Don't dodge the question, New York. What was taking you so long? The 6 states listed here, plus 5 others, none of them original colonies, all gave women the vote before New York did.
You know who was the first state to give the women the right to vote?
Was it Colorado?
No, but you're close.
I'm close?
You're very
Was it
close.
Wyoming?
Yes.
It was Wyoming?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Is that wild?
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
All right.
How was that close?
Because Colorado, you're just one state south.
Oh.
North, one state north, you're in Wyoming. A few hours, you're in Wyoming.
Okay. Women vote in Wyoming, Idaho, Colorado,
See?
Utah, Washington, and California. Why not in New York?
Woohoo! Why not New York? Oh
born in
yeah,
New
this
York.
is history, right? It feels like it's almost today. Go ahead, keep going.
I feel like I'm doing a history class. This is
We
fun.
are doing a history class.
As suffrage swept the nation state by state, there was no more effective way to show its momentum than by charting it on an official map. The best part about this? Imitation is the sincerest flattery.
Yeah,
a humorous human spin on the trend. Votes for women a success. Imitation is the sincerest flattery. Granted suffrage. 1869, Wyoming. 1893, Colorado. 1896, Utah.
Wait, look. 1869 in Wyoming, right?
Yes.
How many more years did it take Colorado?
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how many more years for the next state?
3.
Okay, next state?
4.
Okay. So, you see how slow things move?
Mm-hmm.
And 1869, even though we have the right to vote, we're still fighting some of the same issues.
Yeah.
From 1869, y'all. All my women, all my goddesses out there. Go ahead. Continue. See,
Suffrage
I'm still
granted.
not getting the chat. You are. Are you caught up on the chat? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 1911, California. 1912, Oregon. 1912, Arizona. 1912, Kansas.
So several states all the same year. Kansas, Oregon,
and Arizona. And then Utah and Idaho did it the same year too.
Utah. That surprises me.
Right?
That the polygamy state.
So it went 1869, 1893, 1896, 1896, 1910, 1911, 1912, 1912.
So we're getting faster and faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
When was this magazine written? It doesn't have a date on it, but they have this map here, and our 4 colors are equal, campaign, near campaign, and Illinois.
So Illinois is a lost cause at this point. Is that what we're saying?
I guess.
We're not even campaigning in Illinois.
Illinois is just its own thing, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
So, for the equal states, you have Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah,
Awesome.
California, Arizona, Kansas.
Awesome. We're catching up. Ladies, we're catching up.
For campaign, we have...
We're campaigning in...
Montana.
That's
it.
Oh.
But near campaign, we have...
we're trying to campaign in...
Nevada. Texas.
Ooh.
Arkansas.
Ooh.
Tennessee.
Ooh.
Indiana.
Ooh.
I think that says... Washington...
D.C.
Yeah, D.C. Virginia.
Ouch.
North Carolina.
Ooh, yeah.
South Carolina. Georgia.
Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama and Florida.
Oh,
and then
my goodness.
The rest of the states, we do not have information.
Okay, again, what year is this?
This is...
We don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have a printed date.
Okay,
it's over here.
Okay.
1913.
1913.
Mm-hmm.
So that was how many years ago?
Hold on. I got this. Almost.
Come on, you can do it. 2024 minus 1913.
90 years? Is that right? Or 80?
You do math better than I do. Any mathematicians in the chat right now?
19. Okay, hold on.
We got calculators.
25 minus 1913. Okay, hold on. That would have been almost 100 years ago.
Okay. So. Okay. We haven't come that far in 100 years, y'all.
1914. Again, nothing quite as effective as the facts, represented clearly. It's also interesting to see how much more progressive Western states were compared to Eastern states.
So, that doesn't surprise me because... Do you want to hear my theory?
Sure.
Because in the West, women had to be hard. Mm-hmm. They had to work. Mm-hmm. They wore pants. They wore boots. They had to drive a buggy. I mean, they had to learn how to drive horses and shoot and hunt and protect their homestead. So I think that women in the Midwest especially developed that sense of independence, and the men relied upon the women mm-hmm. also to share in the duties, so they had more respect for that. Mm-hmm. That's just a theory. One theory. Okay.
You know something really funny?
What?
So, Illinois on this map is obviously its own thing, right? Uh-huh. And then Illinois down here is the only one that is colored with presidential, municipal, partial state, and county suffrage. So...
I don't understand what that means, though.
Me neither. But I just find it really funny that on both maps, Illinois just has its own color.
Illinois is pointed out by its own thing. Illinois does its own thing, y'all.
Illinois.
What's Illinois up to right now?
Okay.
Illinois, where you at? Where you stand, Illinois?
Where you stand in women's suffrage.
Yeah, where you stand in women's rights, Illinois? We want to know.
Okay. Full suffrage. We've got Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Kansas. And this was in 1914.
We're getting there.
These are the exact same states as last time. In no suffrage, we've got Texas, Arkansas.
Of course, but we were campaigning in Texas the one before. Texas rejected us. Lori, did you hear that? Texas rejected women's suffrage.
What does MD stand for again?
Maryland.
Okay. Maryland, Tennessee.
Wait, Maryland's not way over there.
Okay. What is the one below Iowa?
Below Iowa.
It starts with an M.
Let me see.
Okay. There you go.
Let me just
Is it
look.
Montana?
Is it a square?
No.
Oh,
It's,
no. Montana's not below Iowa.
Because it's the guy. It's the chef.
Oh, that's
I forgot his
Missouri.
name.
It's
Oh.
M.O.
Why?
Missouri.
Indiana, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, MD, Maryland,
MD is
Pennsylvania, and ME,
M.E. Maine.
Maine. Okay, so those were all the ones that there was no suffrage in. And
See,
then...
we're learning here today. We're learning and we're connecting dots.
partial suffrage. We've got South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota, Iowa.
Wait, what does partial suffrage mean?
So it's
That
probably...
means you get half a vote?
0.5.
Or you can play your chance, like you play the risk where you're safe or
No, they let
you're
you
not
into the
safe.
voting booths, but you have to cross off female when you vote, and they don't accept the female. They just throw them out.
They just throw them out. They let you in, but they throw them out. All right, gotcha. Okay.
North Dakota.
Journey on through history.
North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Minnesota, Iowa. Does that say Las Vegas? No, Louisiana.
Is Las Vegas a state?
No.
What state is Las Vegas in?
New York.
Shania. Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. So what you got, Louisiana?
Yeah, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, New York, Massachusetts, the little one, Rhode Island. The other one.
Vermont? Is it a V?
No, it's G-O-N-H.
G-O-M-H.
G-O-N-H.
G-O-N-H.
I
No.
can't see that. No, Connecticut. It was Vermont, New Hampshire,
and what are all those states?
These ones are the ones that are partial suffrage.
Partial.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's near campaign, like this one was.
Near campaign. I don't understand. Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Me neither. Okay. I don't know what a partial vote is. Can we Google it?
Yeah.
Here, I'll try to Google it.
I have chat pulled up. Not that anybody's saying anything. Oh wait, saying
partial
anything.
Vote.
Okay. No, partial campaign.
Partial campaign.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Is it partial? No,
partial campaign.
Suffrage.
Women's suffrage.
What does that mean? What does it mean? What does it all mean?
Tactics and techniques. Okay. Hold on. We're loading. Women of protest. Photographs from the records of the National Women's Party. Tactics and techniques of the National Women's Party suffrage. We're looking for partial suffrage. What is the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, partial suffrage.
Okay, let's try again. I did it wrong.
Maybe near campaign means they were like rallying the troops, rallying
the troops to go there.
Yeah, and start protesting.
Do you know how they used to campaign?
No.
The women's suffrage movement?
Didn't they just like go in front of churches and stuff?
like City Hall, and do
Oh,
speeches and
I see. I thought it was just churches. I know that one girl who brought an axe along to all of her protests and would just start like axing bars and stuff.
I'm not finding it, so sorry.
It's been lost to time.
It's been lost in time.
Of course, not.
Google doesn't understand.
Okay. Of course, not everyone was on board, and they made their case too. 1911. There were people fighting against suffrage as well. Here, the more traditionalist women in California protested the reform, but their state was the sixth state to adopt it. Oh. The mix of condensed type and extended type, serif and sans serif, lends an extra touch of nuttiness. The home loving women do not want the ballot. Vote no to Amendment 8, fourth place on ballot. 1920. Oh wow, that's almost 10 years later. Efforts to oppose suffrage began in earnest 1912, and some posters betrayed more sexism than others. Men, you are making the world safe for democracy and also safe for women. That your mothers, sisters, and wives may never have to suffer as the women of Belgium and France have suffered. All women thank you. Men manage
So
most of
wait,
our
are they trying to shame men
no,
into
they're
voting for suffrage
no into voting for no
by saying
suffrage.
you're not gonna, or yeah, for the women's
They're
vote?
not.
They're
They're
campaigning for the vote.
no. They're campaigning against the
Who
suffrage.
is?
The women, the homemakers. This is
Oh, the
Virginia
trad wives.
Association.
The
Yeah,
trad wives.
yeah. Basically.
The old fashioned trad wives.
Men manage most of our business. Our government is a very big business. Most women want men to manage our government.
Oh,
Only a
wait, I think women belong everywhere decisions are being made.
yes, me too. But
Okay,
we're 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 still reading.
okay.
Only a few women want suffrage. Shall these few women force all women into politics? Women can do their
Mm,
bit best outside of politics. Our hands are
mm.
already full with work. Are full already with work which only women can do.
Raising
Women are
babies.
free from the duty of fighting. Protect us in our fight to be free from political duties. Virginia Association
Oh my
opposed to
goodness.
women's
That's
suffrage.
Virginia?
Yeah.
Whew.
I hate that they frame it as suffering. Never have to suffer as the women of Belgium and France have suffered, as if women in France were not elated to be able to vote and to be able to be a part of politics.
Right. But some women think that being in the business sector and in the political sector is a burden.
Well, those
And
women can stay home.
I think that's okay for them too. Exactly.
But they don't need to be against the rest of our rights.
Right. I agree.
There was no stopping suffrage. Here are 12 excellent reasons why. 1917. After nearly 72 years of fighting for suffrage, women finally felt optimistic about their momentum and progress. In this handout, they are literally rolling over the opposition. And they've got a big, like, steamroller, and there are rocks at the bottom spelling out opposition, and the steamroller says progress. And then you've got the
So
suffrage
the
movement women.
steamrollers is progress trying to roll over the opposition.
Mhm.
I feel like that's what's trying to happen now as well.
1916. Who doesn't love a list? This document was used during the referendum in New York, the first eastern state to fully enfranchise women. No gimmicks, no metaphors, no clever cartoons or turns of phrase, just good old-fashioned logic.
So New York was the first eastern state to equalize women,
Mm-hmm.
or
Which is crazy
at
because
least
it's
give
like
them the
really
vote.
far east.
Well, but New York was very progressive though compared to Virginia,
Yeah.
Delaware. Yeah.
12 reasons why women should vote. Which you'd think that the state which has its slogan as the state of love wouldn't be
Yeah.
so insane.
Well, when did that slogan come about though? I think that was later.
I
I'm
thought
not
it was the
sure.
19,000s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, early 19,000s, I
See,
believe.
I don't even know.
12 reasons why women should vote. 1. Because those who obey the law should help to choose those who make the laws.
Ooh, that's a
2.
good point.
Because laws affect women just as much as men.
That's an excellent point.
3. Because laws which affect women are now passed without consulting them.
That's the most excellent point.
4. Because laws affecting children should include the women's point of view as
That's
well
the
as the
most
man's.
excellent point.
5. Because laws affecting the home are voted on in every session of the legislature.
See?
6.
Trad wives should listen.
Because women have experience which would be helpful to legislation.
Exactly.
You don't see men birthing children.
Exactly.
What do men know about childbirth? 7. Because to deprive women of the vote is to lower their position in common estimation. Oh, it's 7:30.
Are you getting tired?
No, I just didn't realize how late it was.
You can quit whenever you want.
8. Because having the vote would increase the sense of responsibility among women towards questioning.
See, they
towards
don't want
questions of public
responsibility,
importance.
or they do want responsibility. This one does. Like, these do want responsibility.
Mhm.
But is that one of the reasons, like the trad wives and the old fashioned wives that didn't want the vote, they don't want the responsibility for what happens, or the responsibility of paying attention to what's going on, or
Mhm.
having to think outside of changing. I'm getting mean now. Let me shut up.
9. Because public spirited mothers make public spirited sons and daughters.
Ooh.
10. Because about 8 million women in the United States are wage workers, and the conditions
Ooh.
under which they work are controlled by law.
Ooh.
11. Because the objections against their having the vote are based on prejudice, not on reason.
Yeah.
12. Because to sum up all reasons in one, it is for the common good of all. Votes for women. 1917. James Montgomery Flagg. The artist who drew the famous Uncle Sam poster created this cover. The hope was that there would be power in showing women not just as women, but as the mothers of all voters. It was a gentle, non-threatening way to prod the men who would change the law.
Mm.
The Woman's Citizen, the Woman's Journal, founded 1870. And there she is holding her baby.
That's a big picture. You can probably show that one. Move it up closer.
But if I move it too
Why am I
close?
so behind? There it is.
70 years of hard work paid off. The 19th Amendment passed in 1920, and who wouldn't be proud to display this poster in their window? A woman living here has registered to vote, thereby assuming responsibility of citizenship. 1920. This sign given to women to display for all to see is a sophisticated, fully designed piece of art, as joyful and celebratory as a circus poster.
Let's see it. Did you already show it?
I did. I showed both pages.
It was the second page?
Yeah, you could see both.
Mm. This is protest art. The art of protest.
Let me see. Oh, this one's a long chapter.
Are you done?
No, I can finish this one.
Oh, we're still on women's rights.
No. This is Uncle Sam and Rosie the Riveter. Chapter 4.
Still women's rights.
American Icons. Uncle Sam and Rosie the Riveter. This one is a quote by Walt Disney, which is infamously not a good guy.
Infamously not a good guy.
Of all of our inventions for mass communication, pictures still speak the most universally understood language.
Well,
that's not a bad quote, at least. But still, I wouldn't be quoting Walt Disney in a fucking protest thing. It was like infamously just very bad. 1914, Alfred Leet. This British magazine cover featuring Lord Kitchener, the Secretary of State for War, was designed to convince men to enlist in World War I, published a month after the outbreak of World War I, when British military was in need of fresh troops. The image was transformed into the more famous recruiting poster with a new headline, Brightons. When paired with the finger pointing, it communicated a direct, unavoidable call to action and was so effective, America decided to follow suit with its own version. And then James Montgomery flag, 1917. Though Uncle Sam had appeared in various cartoons dating back to the mid 18th century, this rendering of an old white man, Flag used himself as the model, clad in red, white, and blue, was the face and figure that would endure. What? Like the Lord Kitchener poster, the U.S. take on I Want You was created to encourage men to enlist, and it quickly became one of the most beloved and parodied images in history.
Okay, so Lord Kitchener, was that a like European that was English?
What? Oh, Lord Kitchener is the guy right here.
He's not American though,
No.
right?
So this was the original poster, and this is the one
and
that
then
we took
Uncle
after.
Sam, we copied.
Yeah.
And then, what do you think about Samuel Jackson playing Uncle Sam in the halftime show?
I like
Since
the
we're talking
symbolism.
about Uncle Sam.
I like the symbolism. I've always liked Kendrick Lamar, though. I've always thought he was a good artist, and he's got. I like to think that he has good intentions, and I think it was a very. I think it was a very strong approach, a very direct approach, and I think it was the right
A direct approach to what?
Racism.
To send a
to Trump.
message
Yeah.
to America
Yeah.
about racism?
Yeah. I think it was a very good choice.
You think? I think the halftime show was genius.
Yeah, it was.
I think it sent a message.
My only problem was that it wasn't for the audience. It was a very expensive music video, basically.
But it was, he got paid to do it.
Yeah.
And he got free reign to do whatever he wanted.
And
I think it was a clear message to Trump.
It was a clear message. Trump was in the audience
I know,
that night.
and then he left as soon as it was over.
But I think that my only complaint is that it was less of a performance to the people who were live in the stands and more a performance to the television and to the camera.
But if you get your chance to talk to the American public versus just a stadium full of people,
it would have been recorded either way, but I didn't pay all that money to sit there and then this guy talked to a camera. I think that's my only complaint.
They got to see Kendrick Lamar.
That's true.
That's all they cared about.
Or the football, you know?
Or the football team. You got a comment.
I got a comment.
I think.
No, they were talking to Lori. Hi, Belinda.
Oh, hi, Belinda.
Yes, the personification of America is a patriotic old white man.
You didn't show the picture, did you?
Yes, I did. I held them both up.
Oh, you did? Okay. Mm-hmm.
These posters take a beloved image. Belinda says hi. These posters take a beloved image, essentially a marketing device associated with military patriotism, and use it to mark the opposite message. 1972. Death, not so subtly.
Wait, 72? Mm-hmm. So we've really sped up here.
We're just looking at the different parodies of the, of like the Uncle Sam.
Oh, we're looking at different pictures of Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad we talked about Samuel Jackson, because that's the newest.
Yeah. I would love it if the audience would give us some of their opinions on the halftime show.
I would love some,
I would love some opinions that aren't
some
just me and
discourse,
Plux.
some conversation. Jay and Pluck are getting tired of talking to themselves.
Death, not so subtly represented here with a skeleton, literally breaks through the original posters. Oh, the original Uncle Sam poster with only the hat and a single eye remaining. The result is a powerful piece of anti-war propaganda. It says, I want you for the U.S. Army, nearest recruiting station. And then it's behind the poster is a skeleton. So,
Yeah, go to war and die.
yeah, basically. That's the message.
This is an
conveying.
anti-war poster, I take it.
Yes.
We're not focusing very well.
Samuel Jackson was good.
Samuel Jackson was good. You like that? I did too.
That's not how you
And you know
spell
what
his
else
name.
I loved? I loved when what's her name? The tennis player. Come on. I got all Selena.
Yeah, Selena Williams.
When she did the crip walk, oh my God, I was elated.
They brought on Drake's ex.
Huh?
They brought on Drake's ex.
Well, do you know why they had her do the crip walk across the stage?
No.
Because one time she won a match. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know the specifics.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she's a New York girl.
Yeah.
And she did the crip walk, kind of celebrating her win.
Yeah.
And she got slammed.
Oh.
For celebrating so flamboyantly.
Oh my God.
Instead of like being subdued and congratulating, so she got slammed for that. Where they're making a point, her and Lamar, that some people have louder and bigger cultures and some people have louder personalities.
Yeah.
And it's okay to celebrate your winnings.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I took out of it.
Yeah.
And she said that was the best 3 seconds of her life. So
I just liked the fact that they brought on Drake's ex for the song.
Okay, now do you not like Drake?
Yeah, no. Why?
But why?
Because he was caught diddling kids, too.
Was he caught? Was he convicted?
He wasn't caught, but no.
So it's been accusations.
Yeah, it's been accusations.
So I actually talked to somebody, like my physical therapist,
mm-hmm.
and I was trying to talk to him about something we might have in common, and he's a big sports fanatic.
Okay.
So I brought up the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
And
is he a Drake fan?
Is a Drake fan.
No.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
So the
Big 25.
The next week, I had to do research about the beef between Drake and Lamar. Well, the beef started over music rights.
Yeah. Yeah, because Drake is the person who helped Kendrick get his big start.
Okay.
Yeah, he did the same thing for A$AP Rocky, and I'm a big A$AP Rocky fan, so not that he has anything to do with the conflict, but I mean they almost brought him in, but he refused. So
okay, we're off that rabbit trail now. Back on the history lesson.
1971. I mean, it is history, but
it will be for sure.
1971. Steve Horn, Larry Dunst. This was one of the most popular anti-Vietnam, I almost said Vietnam posters of the era. In stark contrast to the confident, authoritative original, it reimagines Uncle Sam as a battered, vulnerable soldier, and rewords his famous quote to telegraph a shocking message of desperation. And it says, "I want out."
Good morning, Vietnam!
There's an audio that was trending on TikTok. and people were using it to like um to basically like say that they hate something, right? And it was, I hate Vietnam. It's like from a movie, and it's this little girl's voice going, I hate Vietnam.
What?
No, we don't say we hate. I hate Vietnam. That's how the audio
I don't
went. And people were
understand.
using it for like lighthearted stuff. They were like, I hate, like it was a video game or
That's rude.
something.
That's
Yeah.
rude. I don't like
It
that.
was crazy. Every video that had that audio started giving me the ick.
Yeah.
Keeping the image but changing the words or swapping in a less patriotic face is a common way to subvert the message and also add a little humor. Okay. So this one
We need some humor now.
this one is 2016. It's a Sego design and it says enduring icons endure for a reason. There is usually one strong visual, in this case a face staring right at us, and minimal words. This makes the image easily reproducible and easily recognizable in any iteration, like
Right.
this sophomoric parody, which always gets a chuckle, and it's the original drawing of Uncle Sam pointing at you, and it says, "Pull my finger."
And what year was that?
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Because, okay, my dad, my uncles, that was all their trick. Come here and pull my finger. They did that to all the kids.
Gross.
Do you know what happens when you pull the finger?
You you fart.
They fart. Why? How is that like what you pull on your kids? Like, how is that funny?
Oh,
So,
have a great night, girls. Hope to see you on again soon. Bye, Belinda. It
see
probably
you
won't
later,
be me next
Belinda.
time. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I've never fallen for it. So.
You've never fallen for it?
No.
Did I probably taught it to you. Told you not to fall for it.
So this one is 2016. This one's less humorous, but similarly, this legitimate magazine cover pre-election used the Uncle Sam template to question the possibility of a Trump presidency. And it says really, and instead of like the original, they have the original and then it's Trump's face on Uncle Sam.
Trump's face on Uncle Sam.
Something I'd like to talk about one of these days is the desensitate or
And
the
it says, really?
is the desensitivation.
Desensitization.
Yeah, that
Something
word.
like that.
Yeah, of media nowadays. Because now you will see people using like harsh topics and just completely making light of them. Like you'll see
Look,
somebody.
but if you look at it throughout the years of TV, it's slowly progressed to desensitize.
Yeah,
That's the word,
there you
desensitize.
go.
So, as far as violence, sex, all that, it slowly sneaks in.
Yeah, and now it's getting to points of people making jokes about like autism and
Right.
gay people and people of different
Well,
races
they've
and
done that anyway,
disabilities
just
and
not publicly. Now they
yeah.
can do it publicly.
And it just something about it makes me feel really disgusted. Like to the point I can't watch like the fucking who are those people who go up on YouTube's not gonna kill you, it'll be okay.
No, you, but you're. This is PG 14.
They 14-year-olds say fucking, okay? Do you know how many curse words I hear?
Y'all. It wasn't me.
Do you know words I hear in the average middle school day?
I know, but somebody's gonna get on here and say, "Oh, Pluck is grooming her granddaughter and letting her say cuss words."
Okay. Can I tell them right now that that's not what you're doing? Will they take my word for it?
Oh, well, some will, some won't.
That's funny. Okay. 20 It's funny to me. It's probably not funny to you, but
It's funny.
2017 woke giant. This group makes, in
Woke
their words,
giant. Now, I heard somebody say the other day that woke just means you give a fuck about other people.
yeah. I mean, yeah, until
Anyway,
it
what does it woke mean back in whenever that was?
2017, until
Oh,
it goes far enough to become not caring about people again, because
not
there's such thing
productive.
as being so woke that it's literally you
Mean.
are, yeah, you're basically taking other people that are actually in the community's voices away.
Or trying to take their freedoms away just because they
Exactly.
don't agree with you.
It's it can be too much sometimes. There's
Hmm.
such thing as too woke.
Hmm.
This group makes, in their words, political art for 3rd century America and has created posters for the Climate March, the Science March, DAPL, and Flint, encouraging citizens to take an active role in their democracy. And then it's Uncle Sam with his hands on his hips staring at you, and it says, I am telling you that transphobia is un American, and if you disagree, then please tell me how you define the word freedom.
How do you define the word freedom? Y'all gotta participate in your democracy. We
There
only
are
we
only
have four
4
viewers,
people.
and probably
2017, Douglas Christian. This wonderful sign. Oh, there are actually only 2 because we're both on stream.
oh, it's just us. It's just us talking to each other.
This wonderful sign at the Women's March transforms Uncle Sam into a woman, rarely done, fighting for diversity instead of an enticement to join the army. And then it's like it's Uncle Sam pointing at you, except it's Auntie Sam, Mara this time. I don't know. I was trying to come up with a name on the spot. Women's March on Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and Oakland. 01/21/17. I want you to stand united. Diversity is strength.
And wait, is Uncle Sam dressed as a woman?
No, it is a
Dang it.
woman in Uncle Sam's
Let me
clothes.
see. I can't see it. Oh, it's got a girl face
Yeah,
with the Uncle Sam hat.
that's definitely not like an original.
So she's not a. It's not in drag.
No.
Okay.
That would have been a cool one for the transphobia one, though. You put him in drag. That's so unfocused. How annoying.
I know, it's really bad focus. No wonder we're losing.
We've moved
people.
on to Rosie the Riveter. 1942. Before Rosie was a famous poster girl, she was the subject of a hugely popular song, performed by the biggest artists, including the 4
I
Vagabonds
didn't know that.
and band leaders of the day. It was the height of World War II, and the song was written about a real
Let me
woman
see if I can find
named
it.
Rosalind P. Walter, who worked on the night shift during building F4U Corsair fighters. I do think I learned about this in
Let me see
history
if I
class
can
in
find the
6th grade.
song. Is Rosie? Yeah, Rosie.
Oh, damn. The original.
Okay, here we go. You want to hear it?
Sure. Damn. Me and Rosie the Riveter both have red hair.
1943
Red
hit.
curly hair.
Alan Miller and Orchestra.
How fun is that? Oh, they took away her red curly hair.
Oh wait, sorry. Here we go.
All the day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the resident, keeps a sharp lookout for sabotage. Sitting up there on the fuselage, that little prayer can do more than America.
Rosie?
Working overtime on the riveting machine.
How you got time for a boyfriend?
She was as proud
Well, he's in the Marines, so he's off the war right now.
about red, white, and blue about Rosie.
The riveter.
All the day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory, Rosie.
No, the being on an assembly line.
Oh,
But this is how women in the United States broke their way into the workforce, was during World War II, working on the assembly lines, making ammunition and stuff.
Got a boyfriend, Charlie. Charlie, he's a Marine. Rosie
I'm
is
surprised Charlie didn't get a poster.
working overtime on the riveting
Right.
machine. When they gave her
He probably did.
she was as
A recruiting poster.
there's something
Poor Charlie.
red, white, and blue about Rosie.
Oh, look, there are 5 people in now.
Dude, they took away you
You look at the first 2 photos. This was the original art. This was a recreation. This was the first art that they made.
So
based
the
off song.
original was like a pencil drawing almost.
but you go to the next page and they've taken away her red curly hair.
Her red curly hair. Wait, on the second picture? Okay, show the pictures. The original. Try to show one at a time.
Hold on. Okay, so this is the original. Right. So that was the actual cover art for the song. And then this is the first drawing
Actual
made
cover
based
art
off
for the
the song.
Oh,
And then
we're
this
trying to
is-
Turn your
caught up
volume
now.
down.
The
Turn down
first
your-
drawing
turn down your
made
volume.
based off.
Turn down your volume.
Sorry.
Okay. And then in the next one,
They've taken away her red curly hair completely. Which is a disservice to all the red hair girlies.
The red haired girlies.
okay, anyways, 1943. 6 months later, Rockwell painted his version of Rosie for the cover of Saturday
That was a
Evening
Rockwell
Post.
painting?
Yes.
Interesting.
Here, Rosie, resting her foot on a copy of Mein Kampf, is seen as
Mein Kampf. That was the
I know.
okay.
is seen as the all-American girl trampling Hitler in her penny loafers. Rockwell's Rosie did encourage women to fill World War II production jobs, though it wasn't created specifically for that purpose.
Wow.
She looks so hot in this photo.
I
actually.
know, right?
Okay. Sometimes the best cultural icons happen by mistake and take on a life of their own. Okay, J. Howard Miller. The iconic Rosie poster was actually created for internal use at Westinghouse as an inspirational image to boost employee morale, and for decades the only people who saw it were Westinghouse workers during a 2-week period in
I didn't even know
1943.
that.
Then it disappeared for nearly 40 years.
40?
It was rediscovered in 1982,
What?
mistakenly called Rosie the Riveter, and mistakenly described as a poster created to recruit women for factory jobs during the war. Thus began its life as a symbol of women's empowerment. So this wasn't actually Rosie. This wasn't Rosie the Riveter.
Interesting.
And it wasn't even a war poster. It wasn't even a recruitment poster. It was just an inspirational poster.
Oh.
1942. This newspaper photograph was taken at the Alameda Naval Air Station, where Naomi Parker Fraley, the inspiration for the famous poster, worked the lathe.
The lathe.
Amazingly, Parker Fraley had no idea she was the inspiration for it until she was 1988 and
Oh,
discovered the
wow.
photo displayed with another woman's name at the Rosie the Riveter National Park. She
What?
corrected the museum and explained she wore the famous red and white polka dot scarf to keep her hair out of the way. Oh my god. Wow.
So it was even attributed to the wrong person.
It wasn't even Rosie the Riveter.
Huh.
Oh, drawings. Okay. 2017, The March. Abigail Gray Schwartz. One of the more celebrated New Yorker covers in recent history, Schwartz
What year were you born?
2010.
So this is within your lifetime.
I was 7. Depicted an African American Rosie wearing not the famous scarf, but the iconic pink pussy hat.
Oh yeah, when Trump got voted in.
Oh no, I remember that. I think.
Yeah.
Even like streamers and stuff were wearing it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Has come to symbolize women's resistance in the Trump era. With her nod to equality and diversity, this Rosie represented the new wave of American feminism. You know what's funny?
What?
This was worn the first election, right?
Right.
It must have come back or something, because it was also being worn, 2 years ago? All over the internet. Everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then 2017, Kiara Nelson. A true labor of love, this intensely colored magic marker version of Rosie was so precise and personal, you just know that the marcher truly felt she could do it.
Yeah, the glare's not too good.
It's okay. You can see the art.
We gotta get a better studio, don't we?
This version brought attention to a different reading of Rosie's gesture strength. 2012, Micah Wright. This was originally created in 2002 with Up Yours Bush to protest the Bush administration's attempt to diminish a woman's right to choose. It was remade when it was clear how virulently anti-choice the mainstream of the Republican Party had become.
What does that word mean?
I don't know.
Hold on, how do you spell it?
V-I-R.
Wait.
V-I-R-U-L-E-N-T-L-Y.
Oh.
What?
Extremely severe or harmful in its effects.
Huh. Okay, so
such as a virulent strain of influenza. Bitterly or hostile. His involvement with the temperance movement led to his virulent attack on the drink trade.
Okay, so this poster says, "Up yours, Republican. I'm keeping my right to choose."
So now we're back on the Republicans.
Patriots say, "Keep your laws off our bodies." So this could still be used today.
That's
so this is medical rights.
Republicans.
2009, Robert Valadez. Here, Rosita is combined with another fictional pre-feminist archetype named La Adelita, who represents
that was good pronunciation.
Represents all the women who participated in the Mexican Revolution.
Uh-oh.
The power of this image is its ability to be adapted and still instantly communicate a woman's strength and ability to do it. And she is saying, "Sí, se puede."
See that? Yes, we can. Sí, se puede.
Things get frightening when inclusive cultural touchstones are used to divide us. 2008, Caroline Master. Even Sarah Palin got into the act.
Palin.
Who?
Sarah Palin.
Okay, who?
Wasn't she she's the governor of Alaska? and she was running for
Vice president?
maybe something like that.
It says a photoshopped Rosie / Sarah was used during her failed vice presidential bid.
Mm.
Okay. And then 2017 American Renaissance. This one's bad. Rosie has been repurposed for many people, by many people for many causes, including this one made by the alt-right as part of their
Alt-right.
as part of their white consciousness campaign,
Mm.
whatever that is. And it says, "Don't apologize for being white."
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so that's
It's terrible we have such blurry.
over for that section.
Okay.
The next part is civil rights, and that one is
Civil rights, that'll be fun.
very long. I'm tired.
All right, give your outro.
Okay.
Tell them if you're interested in learning more history about the art of protest, join in next time with Jay and Plug.
Hello, everybody. I think we're gonna call it off for the night. I am terribly tired and tongue-tied. So, if you would like to learn more about the art of protest, we have this book.
You could probably find it online. It is called Signs of the Resistance by Bonnie Siegler. Siegler.
By Bonnie Siegler. So you can purchase the book, or if you'd like, you can stick around with us. Next time I'm over, we'll make sure to pick it back up. Bye, guys.
You're so funny.
What? How do I? It's so fun.